All right, everybody. Welcome back to the new episode of Dave's R&R with your host, me, myself, and I, Dave here. We have another quick one for you. I'm sorry for missing the last 2 weeks. Had my bachelor party up in Atlantic City, and this past week's just been a super busy one. Went to a concert, which I'll have a rant about at the end of the episode. But we'll start with the reason we're here for this episode tonight is WWE Summerslam, the biggest event of the summer in the wrestling world. Kind of like the halfway point till the next WrestleMania. Not really, but it always feels like it in my eyes. A big event year after year, and we've got a great card for tonight. So we'll jump right into it here. One match that I think, they always put on a good show together, but I think is my big, bold pick of the night. The Usos going against the Street Profits. The Usos have had a long reign now, and I'm going to take the Street Profits to dethrone them. I think tonight, when we get to the main event, it's the closest we've ever been to Roman Reigns losing the title. Brock could win it, Theory could cash in, something with Seth Rollins could happen. I think we as a whole see a big threat for Roman's reign to at least end with one of the titles tonight, possibly. And I think that starts with the Usos losing earlier in the show, the Street Profits winning in probably a good 12 to 15 minute banger of a match, and that'll start putting doubt in people's head, because if the Usos retain, people are going to probably be like, oh, Roman retains, the bloodline continues. That's how they put the doubt in the people's eyes. We've got Pat McAfee versus Happy Corbin. Baron Corbin, former football teammates on the Indianapolis Colts. Now I've been running a program for SummerSlam. You gotta give the win to Pat here. Corbin can take loss after loss and still be a great heel, but I think it's a good show for Pat, who's always put on great matches. So I'd like Pat there. We've got Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's title. I have some doubt in my mind about this one. I feel like they might give it back to Ronda, but I really hope they don't. This is supposed to be the summer of Liv. Everyone was ecstatic when she won Money in the Bank. So, while I have lots of doubt about this one, I'm going with Liv. Another celebrity that's going to be on this card is Logan Paul going against The Miz. We saw when they had their WrestleMania match together, they won. The Miz hit Logan with the skull-crushing finale. Logan has signed a deal with the WWE since then, so they'll be having a match here tonight. I think they're going to have Logan win by some fluke. The Miz can take a loss at this point. Logan just signed this deal with them. You want to showcase his talents here and have him win the match. And then we have the Mysterios, Rey and his son Dominic, going against the Judgment Day. A lot of people are leaning towards Dominic turning on Rey. It's just after Rey's 20th anniversary in the WWE, so I can kind of see it, which I kind of do want to throw it back real quick to SummerSlam 2002. Kurt Angle and Rey Mysterio put on an extremely good match. If you're trying to watch a couple matches to get hyped up for tonight's SummerSlam, definitely go back to that SummerSlam 2002, one of the best SummerSlams ever, and Kurt and Rey put on an extremely good match to start the card. But I'm going with Judgment Day here. They need a win. They've looked bad since Edge left and Finn took over, and I'm sure they'll get the win, have a beatdown angle. Edge returns. We've had those promos that have been looking like he's going to return. People have been, like 10% of the people think it's The Fiend, but clearly it's Edge. So we'll probably see an Edge return tonight. We've got Bianca Belair versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's title, and I think they're going to go with Bianca again. Becky can take loss after loss at this point. I think they're going to keep the title on Bianca to have her have a very long reign. I could see her hitting a year plus, so I think this is just the next step for her. And then we have Bobby Lashley versus Theory. And that one, Theory's going to lose and potentially cash in the main event, so that's all Bobby Lashley there. And then Seth Rollins, who now is opponentless. He was going to go against Matt Riddle, but now they're running an injury angle. Seth is left without an opponent, and Triple H said on Twitter that he hears Seth about not being on the card. So the angle they're going to work is Seth probably with another mystery opponent. And rumors are afloat about who it is. Some people are saying Dolph Ziggler. Some people are saying Johnny Gargano. It could go a few different ways. It doesn't even matter to me. Seth's just going to put on an awesome match. That's what he does. He's been on fire all year. Classic after classic. He is Mr. SummerSlam. So just expect an awesome match there. Then in the main event, we have Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the titles for a last man standing match. Is this the final match they'll have? Who knows? That's how they built it at WrestleMania, and here we are again at SummerSlam running Roman versus Brock. The question is, we know Roman's taking a long break. We know he's been taking a long break. He's not really showing up as much. He's going to a short-term style like Lesnar. Are they going to keep the titles on him? Is this the time to put him on Lesnar? And I don't think so, especially now with, the breaking news that Triple H is in charge. I don't see them going to Vince's ace in the hole with Brock here. I think Roman wins. Brock's just on it to sell the pay-per-views, to get the subscriptions to Peacock. I think Roman wins. Only comes down to, do we get a cash-in afterwards? And if we do get a cash-in, is it for both titles or one title? That's the question we're left with. And I'm going to say we do not get a cash-in tonight. I think we might get another surprise in the main event, but I don't see the cash-in happening tonight. So that's where I stand with all my SummerSlam picks. We've got a great card coming up tonight. And before I let y'all go, I do want to have a quick little rant about the concert I went to this past week. If y'all are country fans, you may know Luke Combs was in Charlotte at a small venue called Coyote Joe's. Apple Music was filming it for their Apple concert series that plays on Apple Music. It's going to show on Apple next month. And if you see the concert on the screen, it's a good show. Luke Combs puts on an awesome concert. There's no doubt about that. He sounds just like he does on the radio. But the rant more revolves around the handling of the venue. Originally, it's Luke Combs, so they're going to put a set amount of tickets out there, and they definitely oversold what they should have. The Coyote Joe's place, it's a great place to see up-and-coming country acts, but when you put Luke Combs there and put a bunch of tickets out there, it's going to be crammed to the gills. The place doesn't have air conditioning. They didn't have any fans flowing. So it was hot as could be. They had one entrance, so it took over an hour to get in. People were lined up around the whole building, and it was just a miserable process because you have to wait in this 90-degree weather. You're already going in there hot, and you get in there, and it's just as crammed as could be. And they ran out of water just about by the time Luke Combs came on. Someone passed out in the crowd, which I'm sure you won't see on the video because, why would they show that? That's going to be cut. And just everyone around you, because everyone's hot. They had box water. They were using the box water cartons and ripping them up and use them as fans. It was just terribly handled by whoever was in charge. I don't know if Coyote Joe's got the last say in everything or Apple Music, but they definitely should have stepped up their game. Either sold a few less tickets. It still would have looked packed in there for the show, for all the different angles. And you could have kept a lot more people hydrated. I know people were online complaining about how just hot it was in there, or at least put fans in every corner, get some circulation in there. I mean, you throw multiple thousands of people in a venue that really shouldn't be holding that. It's going to be hot. It's not like when you sell out an arena and there's plenty of air, there's plenty of circulation. This place just too crammed up. So Coyote Joe's, Apple Music, if you do this again for a country artist in Charlotte, readjust, reevaluate, and give us a better show next time. Because like I said, Luke himself, awesome performer, would highly recommend seeing him in concert. The effort put in by the venue and Apple Music was a 1 out of 10 though. But watch the movie, even though it's kind of hypocritical because it's supporting what they did, but it's going to be a good show. I was left after about 5 songs because of how hot it was, but like I said, Luke Combs, awesome performance. We'll be trying to see him at a more well-run venue in the future, and I recommend you do it as well. And there you have it. There's our SummerSlam predictions and our quick rant about the Luke Combs concert. I'm sorry for the wait for this episode, but thank you for the support. We're going to try to get social media going more and more. I know I've been slow on that, just a lot going on with my job, planning a wedding, just a billion different things going on, but I'm going to try to produce as much content as I can, so stay tuned, like, follow, support, download, share. I just appreciate all of it, and y'all have a good weekend. Happy SummerSlam viewing, and keep it easy.